David Starkey, everything he said, and Peter Hitchens, they were telling us exactly the kind of man Kier Starmer was for years, and they've been proven 100% right.
The word racist now means absolutely nothing, because everyone's called racist every single day by somebody. Racist now just means you said something I don't like.
Kier Starmer's a dead good example, isn't he? Because he sort of sums that up perfectly. He spent the last 3 months locking up normal people because he's convinced that he's doing a good thing. It's like, oh, these people, he doesn't think they're normal people. He thinks they're vicious racists. The sweet old pensioner, the 65-year-old woman who gets angry because a load of little girls have just been murdered and then goes and loses his temper and writes on Facebook, oh, yeah, sink all the boats or what have you. Yeah, okay, it was a little bit out of order, but she's entitled to express her grief and her anger however she wishes. The idea that people like that should be locked in prison is ludicrous, but he genuinely thinks he's doing a good thing there. He's like, oh, I'm getting rid of the bad people. It's like, they're not the bad people, it's just the people. And the people wear their hearts on the sleeves and they just say what they think. And they're not always worrying about how it looks or how it sounds or how it's perceived. Like, should she have wrote that? No, not really, but she's entitled to her own opinion. So one thing the Americans have got a huge advantage of is this idea that you can't criminalize free speech. Like, I'll just say it outright. You should be allowed to be racist. Like, it's not a good thing being racist, and nobody who's sensible is racist because we're all individuals. And it's a bit ridiculous if it genuinely is. There's an element of it that's logical if you're a little bit prejudiced. Like if one group is particularly highly, over a higher percentage of them are guilty of doing certain things, it makes sense to be a little bit more cautious and wary of them in some way. But that's not the same thing as genuinely disliking millions or tens or hundreds of millions of people because they look a certain way. And that's the thing. I don't think 99% of society is. I think now they call you a racist when you're merely a little bit annoyed or a little bit angry and you speak out of turn a little bit. And I think that's where they've really gone down the garden path. It's a road to complete lunacy because everyone understands that you can't paint with a brush that broad, but everyone understands that you can get angry or you can get emotional and you can have an outburst. It's not the type of thing you want to lock someone up for. The analogy I've used is if I get in a road rage incident with a fat bloke and I lose my temper and say, shut up, get back in your car, fatty, does that mean I have an irrational hatred for every fat person in the whole world? Like, I think they all act the same way. So that's what I think it is. They've got this really weird thing in their heads where they genuinely think all these people, these hundreds of people they've locked up, are like bad people. And they're not. They're just normal working class people with foibles and problems of their own. And occasionally they lose the temper and they speak out of turn. Well, so what? In the old days, that wasn't viewed as being the crime of the century. If you're a little bit hateful one day and you lose your rag and insult someone or say something mean, so what? Why should you get locked up for it? And I think the vast majority of the general public would agree with me, not the woke lunatics that run the United Kingdom. But again, I'm not in charge, am I? So what can I do about it?
Well, the word racist now means absolutely nothing, because everyone's called racist every single day by somebody. Racist now just means you said something I don't like, and it might not have anything to do with race, but you're a racist, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist. Fascist is a great one. To be a fascist, you have to be a socialist because all fascists were socialists. So, but most people don't understand that. Now, you just mentioned Keir Starmer. I think you've been a little bit kind to Keir Starmer there, saying that you think he's doing this because he thinks he's protecting society and these people are evil and nasty. I think he's come down hard on the political prisoners. And I call these people political prisoners. That's what they are in the UK. I think he's come down hard on them for one reason only. It's because they're a danger to him. Rapists and paedophiles and machete attackers aren't a danger to his government. And that's why he's released them out of the jails to lock up people saying tweets and Facebook posts online, because a person in the middle of the street shouting about two-tier system and shouting about immigration and shouting about the Labour Party and Keir Starmer may attract more people who then will shout, who will attract a mob, who may attract a revolution. I think he's scared of those individuals. That's why he's come down hard on them. But a paedophile, he's not going to get any of them to babysit his kids, so he doesn't care. Machete attacked, he doesn't walk the same streets we walk, he doesn't care. But those people shouting on the streets and tweeting, they're a direct danger to him.
Well, it's a good point. I think it could be a bit of both, right? Because I don't disagree with that. And there's definitely going to be an element of that because all politicians are obsessed with power and they want to keep it. But the reason I say that I think it's that I've got inside his mind there is because he is every inch the political ideologue. Like David Starkey has been right on the money with Keir Starmer. I'm sure if you're a voracious YouTuber like me, you've watched him. David Starkey, everything he said, and Peter Hitchens, they were telling us exactly the kind of man Keir Starmer was for years. And they've been proven 100% right.